welcome to Confessions with Coach K. How you guys doing?
All good, thank you.
Very good, very good. Happy to be here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your time coming in today. I know you guys are busy with your clients and all your training sessions, but you took an hour out for Coach K, so I really appreciate
Has to
it.
be done.
Thank you.
You are the youngest guest I've had on my show,
Okay.
and first female, Miss
Yeah.
Italiano, that's it, Miss Bastoni, and King Wilson, that's
Yeah.
what I call him, yeah.
King Wilson. I like that.
So I'm going to ask you to introduce yourselves, what you guys do, and currently where you are with your coaching, and are you self-employed, do you work for other people, and we can just chat about clients, training, social media, AI, all the stuff. Yeah, go for it.
Amazing. Vit,
Okay.
ladies first.
I'm Italian. I'm from Rome. I moved to London 16 years ago now, and I've been a PT for about 7,
Oh wow, okay,
more or less. But I've been into training myself for about 10. I would
Okay.
say.
okay,
I'm a mum,
okay.
so it's a big part of also my training.
Mother of 5 or just one?
One.
Okay.
She's 10, so no, it's not that hard right now. Yeah, and I've worked for Pure Gym.
Mm-hmm.
I do some classes, so I do some hours as
Okay.
a instructor,
Okay,
and then I mostly work as a PT with my clients.
okay,
I do have a mix of clients, different type of. I've got lots of mums.
yeah,
Bit of everything, is like you'll have clients with different goals.
okay.
Mostly women, but
Okay.
I do have men as well.
And you coach them indoors and outdoors, or
Mostly at the gym. I
Okay.
do have some home clients.
Okay.
I do have some online clients.
okay,
So altogether, I think it works quite well. 'Cause
Okay.
you can manage around your hours as
Okay.
a mum, especially.
of course,
That
yeah.
makes it easy for
We'll
me.
talk about how you juggle your time as a mother and coaching and doing other things as well. So how you find time.
Yeah.
Because I think, Kain, you got 4 boys?
Yeah, 4 boys, 2 girls. Yeah, you know me. That's the one. No, I'm just, I'm 24. I just turned
Okay.
24 2 weeks ago. So
Oh, happy birthday, my friend.
thank you,
That's
thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a PT for 4 years.
Okay.
So not too long.
Hmm.
Still really finding out what I want to go into properly, I think. Like,
Finding a niche?
yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously, more recently, I've been looking into boxing a lot more. So
Okay.
that's what I'm enjoying at the moment. But
Yeah, I've seen your videos on Instagram. They're pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Where
we're
is that
trying to-
place where you train? or
that's
coach?
Nuffield Serban, so that's my
Ah,
other
okay.
gym. Yeah.
Okay,
So yeah, it just looks a bit more professional
Yeah.
than Pure Gym. So
Of course.
a bit nervous. So
You'll be fine.
Gets me
don't worry.
nervous in it.
When they put the music on, you got to come and dance a little bit.
Okay.
And you're also self-employed, right?
Yeah,
Or-
self-employed. Yeah, so I just paid a full rent at Pure Gym.
Okay. And how long you been a PT for now? How many years?
4 years, I think it is now.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I was 20,
Mm.
I started working in Pure Gym. I left uni.
Okay.
I wasn't the best student.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can always go back later if you
yeah,
want to.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, no, I left uni, and then my dad saw an opportunity at Pure Gym,
Mm.
so I just went there straight away, and
Okay.
from there just learnt.
Okay. And did you guys learn online, or did you go to like places where they teach you face to face about becoming a PT? Because things have changed since I
Yeah.
became a PT as well.
Yeah.
So we had to attend places. Very rarely there was nothing online when I was becoming
Yeah,
a
yeah.
coach. So how did you guys find it? I mean,
I think because I did it before COVID,
okay,
there was a bit less
Okay.
online than it is
Yeah.
now. So I went there. I think I did weekends because I was working.
okay.
I was a chef before and a dog
Oh,
walker as
chef.
well.
Wow,
Did
okay.
a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember you
For 9
talking about
years,
that.
Oh
yeah.
wow, okay.
Then obviously after I had my daughter, it was
Yeah.
very hard to get the hours
Okay.
and being a good mother, present
okay.
mother.
Of course, yeah.
So then I was looking for something else. I
Mm.
was already training. So
Okay.
the PTs at my old gym,
Okay.
they said, why don't you do this?
Mm.
Because it makes it flexible. And I did with YMCA Fit.
That's what I did
So
my
I
level
used to
3
go,
with. Yeah.
they're really good. I really
Yeah.
liked it, really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. So I used to go working during the week and
Mm.
go at the weekend, Saturday and Sundays.
Are they still based in Tottenham Court Road?
Yes, they are.
Okay, same place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I did
And
it
you have
years ago.
and you get to use the gym
Yeah, of
and the
course.
swimming
Yeah.
pool.
How long
and
have you been
that.
a PT for then?
Since 2017.
2017.
Yeah.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So fairly new as well.
Yeah.
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 And
So
you've
it's
been a
what, 7
PT
years?
for.
Oh, I'm now 28
Coach.
years old. So when I was 8. Yeah, things were different in my era. I mean, it was like there were hardly any gyms as well. They were like
Mm.
leisure centers or health clubs where they had golf, tennis, and probably a small gym.
Yeah.
And there might be like a rehab coach or somebody who coaches football.
Mhm.
There were no PTs back then.
Yeah.
I'm saying my age now, but yeah, it's things exploded after I think 2004 and 5. Many clubs opened up privately, and then leisure centers were linked with other clubs as well. And I found during my era that local gyms were paying more money than private clubs.
Mm.
And there are not many rules regarding PT in the center. They didn't take most of your money you earned.
Yeah.
But now, you know how it is, without mentioning any names. They take lots of money off you. You pay so much rent. You may not have clients sometimes. Okay, I'm not going to mention. Certain clubs also were charging like percentage. Maybe they take more money than you do.
Yeah.
So, and luckily, because I've been coaching for so many years, I built my clientele for many years. So I have now my own group of people that I train and I coach. So I don't work for anyone now. So, and I'm focusing more on medical conditions as well, which I find exciting.
Yeah, I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you were just talking about with the people with the
Parkinson's
Parkinson's.
and
Yeah.
stuff.
and-
Yeah.
yeah.
And who did you do your qualifications with? Was it
It was
Pure Gym
called,
in
it was some, what are they called? Some company in London. It will come to me in a minute. But yeah, just someone in London, because
Yeah.
basically what happened was I left uni, and obviously I went to uni to study personal training.
Yeah.
But like I said, I wasn't the best student. 30% attendance first year. I think it was worse the second year,
Okay.
literally. And so I left uni, and my dad just said, you have to go work somewhere. You have to go do something. But I
Okay.
thought I'm just going to carry on doing the PT stuff.
Okay.
And I think he just put me onto a course straight away after that. So
Okay.
it's really my dad, to be honest with you. Like,
Yeah,
it
that's
worked for my
good.
dad. I've got a good support system.
Yeah.
I'm lucky in that sense.
Yeah.
Very lucky. And they always, like I said, my dad saw the opportunity at Pure Gym. Like, I wouldn't have found that.
Yeah.
So I rely on him quite a lot for them things. So I
Yeah,
think
of
I need to
course.
grow up in some
Yeah,
in
well,
some ways.
in
but-
a way, it's your role model. I think if a child is healthy parents, mother and father, or there could be mother only or father only, if they're present in their lives and they're pushing them, motivating them, then I think a child will do well.
Yeah.
Because I work with young offenders, so and I find a lot of them don't have healthy parents.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the
And they
thing, innit?
haven't got anything else going on. Boxing clubs they may go to, sometimes they're too far away where they live, and we don't charge them because it's part of the interventions we do. I used to work for them, not anymore. But yeah, there's so much things out there that we can help them as well. So we are lucky that we had parents, and you are now a mother as well, that
Yeah.
you can push your children as well
Yeah.
on the right path. But what led you to boxing from PT?
Well, basically, I think it's just, when you just start PTing,
yeah.
you don't really know what you want to do.
Yeah.
Obviously, I started actually properly going to the gym when I was like 18.
Okay.
So I think, like every boy, actually, I'm telling lies. I went to the gym when I was 15,
Yeah.
but I was playing football.
Confessions time, yeah.
Yeah. So, I was playing football, so it was never like heavy weight training.
Yeah.
So then you get into the weight training, you start going out, you start partying, you
Yeah.
see girls, you want to get bigger, you want to look good, you want to
Yeah,
feel good. you
of
wanna feel
course.
confident.
Vanity is good, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 So I went into the gym just doing weight training.
Yeah.
And then I think it might have even been just the manager, Gabs, that just said to me like, oh, maybe you should switch it up and just do some boxing.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
And I just kept doing it, to be honest with you. And now it's just something different. Like I think to a certain extent, I love it. I'm obsessed with it because obviously I grew up playing football. So I almost got bored of playing football, I think, at some point. Even though I played at a high level, loads of places, it just, my love for it died slowly.
Okay.
And now with the boxing,
Yeah.
it's like a whole new passion.
Something strange,
Yeah,
drive,
it's
a
like-
change, yeah.
It's like I've got so much to learn. And I'm just excited to just keep pushing with it. But that's how I got into it, really. Just like
Okay.
trying it out at the gym with random people and just going from there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Victoria, with you as well, do you have a certain type of clients you take on, certain niche you have, or because you're all rounded, you can take on clients with
Yeah,
their
I
goals?
think actually that's something I've been questioning myself
Yeah,
about.
what the niche? Yeah,
Because I think when we all start, we
Yeah.
all have a general
absolutely.
knowledge.
Yeah,
So we just
like a
start,
local GP.
yeah, you
That's
know,
it,
it is you pretty much take anyone on.
Yeah.
You don't really, you know that you can do
Yeah.
that and you stick to that. And then with time, you see the more PT they get to your gym as well.
Yeah.
The more time goes, you need to, you understand that you need to find your niche.
Yeah.
I'm not sure yet what mine is.
Okay.
I think at one point I did quite a few courses trying to
Okay.
also use them to understand.
Yeah.
So I did the ante and post nasal, I did the strength and conditioning.
Yeah.
There is just so much sometimes you can do in a commercial
Yes.
gym, I
Yes.
think.
Yeah.
But I think because of the hours that I'm available to, now I have a little bit more free time because
Yeah.
my daughter's a bit
Yeah.
older, a bit more independent.
Yeah.
But until maybe a couple of years ago, I was mostly focusing on mothers
Okay.
because obviously they had a lifestyle similar
Yeah.
to mine.
Yeah.
So I would drop my kid, they would drop the kid.
Of course.
And then we would train
Timing
at the
matches
gym.
as well. Yeah.
So for a while, that was my niche.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, because I've got more hours, I'm thinking if I could find niche in something else. I do like a lot mobility
Okay.
and,
Okay.
kind of
She is great
fixing.
at mobility.
Is she?
Always catch fit,
Yeah.
doing the maddest stretch at the bottom of the gym. It's so funny.
I need to hire you after my surgery because I'm going to surgery done in
I do
next
love
month.
it.
That's happening.
Yeah, 23rd. I got the date today.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll probably need to do some rehab and probably some
Yeah.
mobility work. Yeah.
Let's hope it all goes
I
well.
think things come close to what I had issues when I was a kid,
Yeah.
mobility wise. I
Yeah.
had problem with my spine, I had
Yeah, yeah.
scoliosis. So I think it's always been in my head
Yeah.
that I had to be on top
Yeah.
of my mobility because it could have not been always obviously
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And I did start actually my training
Mm.
with yoga because when I started getting into training, I found it hard to
Yeah.
stick to it, you
Yeah.
know, with the stress of being a young mother.
Yeah.
Well, mother, maybe not
Mother,
that young,
yeah.
but I found that when I couldn't train, I would do yoga because
Okay.
I could push myself to do yoga some
Yeah.
days, but I could not.
Okay.
So I got into that.
Mm.
So for me, this kind of holistic also way of
Okay.
moving
Okay.
is quite a big thing. So
There's a lot of factors in there that made you.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I think I like a mix.
Mm.
I'm the same in life. I can't really
Okay.
stick to one thing. I like to do
Of
like
course.
300 things at the same
Yeah,
time, which is why I think I struggle to find my niche.
Of course. I mean, you will find one day. It's going to
Yeah, I
happen.
will.
But it's good to have spread your wings in different places to see also where your strengths are as well.
Yeah.
Some people will tell you you're pretty good at this. Someone they may tell you that, or you may find that strength.
Yeah.
And things can change. You guys are still young. You may want to change to do something else in 10 years' time. So it's not like that's your niche and that's what you're going to do for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Things can change. You may find some other drive or challenges that you can work on.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Social media.
Mm.
I'm not a big fan of it, even though I need to be on it now because I'm doing all these podcasts. What do you think, especially for children, do you think it has its negativity? And I know it has some positivity to it, but are there any things on social media that you think it may affect young people, what they are seeing on it?
Definitely.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Of course.
What kind of stuff you reckon?
Well, I mean, you only have to go on the app to
Yeah.
see what that is. Click
Yeah.
on your reel button
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then keep scrolling. And
What about training, like instructors you see? Because you
Training.
don't know if they're qualified or not.
Yeah.
They look good.
Yes.
That's
And-
the thing,
yeah,
innit?
yeah.
This is the thing with the socials, I think, is like you can be in great shape.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
be in phenomenal shape
Yeah.
and like show these exercises, do
Yeah.
the worst one you see is like do this to get abs or
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's just it's frustrating when you then see normal everyday people going
Yeah.
in our gym or
Yeah.
wherever
Yeah.
doing these exercises. Where
Mm.
did you get that from?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw this reel.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, that's
Mm.
not really the way
Yeah.
you do it.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think, in that sense, it can be damaging as far as training. Yeah, people
Yeah.
think they know something, but they
And
really
then-
don't, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're just based. I found with sometimes I'm sure you had the same clients coming to you
Yeah.
and say, "I've seen this, I've seen that," trying to
Yeah.
almost tell you what they want you to get them
Yeah.
to do.
And
So
I
it's
think they've
almost like
made up.
getting you a job.
They've made up their mind. They just want you to agree with them. I
Yeah,
think
they
sometimes.
see someone that
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
you think she didn't get there,
Yeah.
doing what she's telling
Yeah.
you to do.
Yeah.
Some of the exercises are
Yeah.
just not effective. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
they're just accessories, but they've been sold as
Yeah.
the main exercise in your plan.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So they find all these weird things to do when really the basic, and we know that squats, lunges,
Yeah, yeah.
all the basic
That's like
are really
Yeah.
the main.
that's almost like our job, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
sometimes, like you said, like sometimes it's not even worth having a chat, trying to change their mind about it. But what we have to be skilled at is
Yeah.
adapting to different people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then almost just like sometimes you don't even tell them. Sometimes you show them,
Yeah.
and then they're like, "Oh, that little
yeah.
ankle mobility thing I was
Yeah.
doing,
Yeah.
that little Victoria stretch I was
Yeah,
doing,
yeah,
is
yeah.
paying up." That's
Yeah.
what happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you got to show them sometimes instead of telling them.
In a way, you're also educating them as well
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
telling them
yeah,
about
I think
that
so.
you may have trained somebody before in a similar situation, or you may have seen people. Even though from your experiences, you can explain to them. It's up to them to take on board or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
I just finished uni, so a lot of things are science based, which I understand. A lot of research has been done on many things, but it doesn't work on a lot of people. I know some footballers hate training in the gym, they hate doing Olympic lifting, but they're amazing players on the field. And some love training in the gym to improve their speed and jumps and stuff like that. So it's always different views people have about training. And I found that a lot of times people see things and they it's like a gospel truth, like a Bible. I've read this somewhere, or Kain did a research that you don't have to train, just drink chai latte, you'll be fine. That kind of stuff. I say, we don't have to train now. Kain just drink chai latte. We just do that. They believe things, especially if you have established yourself and you are really popular.
And you got the blue tick.
Yeah.
And you got a
Yeah.
couple thousand.
See,
followers,
I'm not on
like-
any of that stuff. Yeah, only on Instagram I sometimes use it.
Yeah.
LinkedIn I rarely use it,
Yeah.
and I'm now marketing them as well. So yeah, but yeah, it's one of those things where I'm just wasting my time. Someone once said that the social media was created to divert your attention. So our phones are off now, hopefully. It's just a ping, and you go, oh, something better out there. What is it?
It's crazy.
You know, so
that
it's
thing on Netflix. Have you watched that eye opener?
Yeah.
My God. So it makes you realise.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's two sides to the coin as well. Because
course.
now, where I've started making more content, like, because you change, don't you, from being a consumer to a creator.
Yeah.
And you kind of look at content differently. So now I might just be scrolling through, and it's still bad because I know I'm scrolling for ages. But I know I'm scrolling to help my ideas or like the way I want it to make it look, a certain edit maybe. So yeah, there's definitely two sides to it. But it's just a case of, are you a consumer or are you a creator? And that's it. But even being even trying to be a creator, you could be scrolling, then out of nowhere something's got you again. And then you're off on another one. So what
absolutely,
do you do?
And how do you monitor your daughter when she starts using Instagram?
It's getting harder and harder.
Yeah, how do you do that? How do you protect it?
I've always been quite strict with that. Because obviously I'm a bit older. When I was a kid, when I was a teenager, there were nothing like that. It was not fun either, you know. So I keep thinking, no, I was okay, you know. So surely she can be okay. The problem is obviously all her friends now are more and more on a phone. My brother got a phone, because he is a big video games and phones and stuff. So she doesn't spend, to be honest, she doesn't spend much time on it because I'm quite artsy and stuff. So we do a lot of actually physical things at home. So we color and paint, and we go out and run a lot, and we do lots of things. So she doesn't have, but she does have more and more. She does obviously have all the blocks on the phone, so she can reach that specific page. Or I don't like it, to be honest. It still plays in my head. I know that she doesn't do much.
You can only do so much with her phone, but when she's out with her friends, where the friends have got the control, you don't know.
And
so
that's
she
what
might be
I'm scared
watching
of,
on their phone. That's the only thing.
She's still 10, so right now she spends most of her time with me, but she's going to secondary school next year. Then I'm going to see less of her, so she's going to have a lot more time without me.
That's it.
And that's going to be more of a struggle. I hope. We talk about this quite a lot, because when she's on her phone, I'm like, come on, off your phone. And she, okay, fine. She knows that it's not good for her, but more and more is almost like you get addicted to it.
It's intriguing. They want to know because her friends are using it. So they want to know what's going on. You know, she heard something. Let me see. You know, it's like, oh, I want to see it now.
To be honest, all she does these days is like going on these apps where she can make a figurine and color it. So it pretty much does what we do physically. She does on her phone. She loves styling. So she does all the haircuts.
At that age, of course.
But the thing is also a lot of the school system use phones and, you know, things like that a lot more. So her homework are all online. So she seems to have to be there anyway. So like it's hard to control what she's doing. That has to be there, and what she's doing just for fun. Things like that. But you know, right now we're still okay. See how it goes.
How do you keep clients for longer? Because I had a guest here last week. He's had clients for 20 years. And I'm like, retention. So
I need to chat to him.
Honestly. I'm thinking, okay, so how do you guys manage to keep clients? I mean, I know you've been only doing it for a few years. Are there any clients that you think that they're going to stay with you for until when you're in your 30s? Do you think that is there anything that kind of you are doing, or you just think because you know what, they need to be motivated, and I think they'll stay with me, and they're going to be loyal to you? So.
This is it. I think, well, sometimes I've been in a position where I feel like they're not leaving. They're never leaving. They're getting a result. You know, they're constantly improving. The sessions are updated. I feel like I'm doing my job basically well. And then out of nowhere, something could just happen, and you know, then they have to move on. They're moving area, But I don't like to blame that too much, because I look at other PTs that I look up to, and like the guy I don't know him, but the guy you're speaking about, you know, they do things which make that person stay committed for a long period of time. So I don't like to blame that too much, because I feel like when you're self-employed, when you've got your own business, it's easy to point fingers and say, oh, it's just hard, like can't keep them for so long, clients all the time. But it's not though, because how have you got the successful ones then?
Of course,
So I think you just stay in a box if you think like that. But what do you think has been a good retention thing for you?
I think what he said exactly the same way as like, you know, the good thing is we have, as you said, you know, I think seeing other PTs doing better in a way, or is a push for us to do better. So you know, some people in an environment business like we are, I think there's a lot of competition. There might be, but I think we use more successful businesses to be a push for us, more than just thinking, oh my god, you know, I need to like. I think retention for me, I mean, it's a hard one, as you said, because I mean, I believe I'm a good PT.
Yeah.
I really put a lot of effort
Yeah.
in. I'm really passionate about seeing my clients achieve what they come to me for.
Yeah.
I think it goes a little bit with building a rapport, kind of a relationship
Of
that
course,
goes.
yeah.
So I think if you only do the trainer, it might not always last
Of course,
that long.
yeah.
I think you
being
know
compassionate, emotion, and you also they talk about their problems as well.
Exactly.
So you become a
they
therapist.
come to you, so you have to find a good balance when you spend enough time during the session to make sure that they train, but also allow them to, you know, be supportive whatever is happening in their life. I think that for me, if I think about my long-time client, it's probably those clients are the one I've got the strongest relationship with. You know, like I have recently a client that just had a baby, so we talk about the baby. Also, I think with years of having the clients, will be grateful to have a client that must appreciate your job, otherwise he wouldn't stick with you. It also comes with understanding where they're going through a bit of a rough patch. You need to kind of adjust. And I think if it's a client that's been with me for years, I'm more than happy to do it. You know, kind of break those rules that we all have, you know, terms and conditions for our clients. But I think it's just being good at your job.
Of course.
Understanding what they need. So they ask you for that, you try and deliver it. It might not always be how they expect it. Because again, social media.
Of course,
you know, like 24 days, perfect body, summer, whatever. And you know that's not going to happen.
10 days,
so you need, so you need
That's
to...
my program.
But you need to kind of recreate and give a bit of sense to what they ask you, because you know that half of the time.
And that's it as well, isn't it? That's actually such a good point, because sometimes sometimes I'll be researching something, like you I'm sure you're reading all the time and you're trying to level up, and then I'll come into the session and I'll be all serious with someone that's like used to a chat and like they just they do things that they enjoy, but you know, it's a bit of a it's not as hard of a session, because you've got to it depends on the individual himself, right?
Personalities, different archetypes,
and then sometimes I'll come in, I'll be really serious, and I'll do a proper warm-up, and I'll do a proper session, and there's no talking, but then I'll be looking at you. Sometimes you got to really look at them. You got to look at their face and think, "Are you enjoying this?" Sometimes they're not enjoying that. Like I can think of a boy that I did that with, and he had autism. And the only way I could keep him engaged for the whole session was to talk about things he liked, which might have been like Elon Musk or SpaceX. It might have been that. And if that didn't happen, he would begin to yawn. And the second I tried to be serious, the session didn't go so well. So you got to really, that's retention in my opinion as well. Like adapt it to the individual.
Having the rapport,
and like really, you know, I had a mentor for like 4 months last year, and he tried to help me set up something with retention where I would like send through a 1 month check-in, a 2 month check-in. So I think check-ins as often as possible as well, and really knowing where that person is, because they might show it on the surface, but really when you dig deep and you ask certain questions, the way you ask it is important. And you're like, oh, okay, maybe I can change it up a little bit, or maybe I'll just stick with this. Maybe I'll keep running. So what do you think, Kapil? You're more experienced than both of us.
I think connecting with people in any business, not only personal training, I've come across trainers who are amazing, but they don't have people skills. They can't seem to connect with their clients in the way that we may probably do. It's not just about, as you said, training, it's other things as well. And you need to know about their life, what's going on. Their children, or they may have, someone might have died, or issues at work. So you have to remember some things about them. And you can ask them how things are, everything okay, while you're talking, training. So you are there for them, supporting them emotionally, and training them as well. And I was going to ask this before, has there been any time where you hated this client? They had completely different personality. And how did you manage to get rid of them? I've only had one. So I know where I'm like, you know what, we don't get along. This is not going to work, because they, even though I'm their coach, they want me to do things their way. They walk in and say, I'm not doing this today, I'm not doing that today, I'm not doing this. And you look at them, I said, well, I'm your coach. And what your goals are, if you don't do those things, it's like, you know, if you don't do those things, I can't get to your goals. But I can't say that directly in a way. I'm saying, okay, so I have to find ways to target similar kind of muscles, but different way of doing things. But it's every session, and they always complain about something. Always. There's never anything positive. So how would you deal with them and say, you know what, from next week, I'm not going to be training you? Or would you say, you know what, I've got somebody in my mind, I think you'll be better suited for them. because our personalities don't match.
Right.
And I don't think you achieve those goals that you want from me.
Yes.
So I know somebody that I can recommend. Maybe you two have a chat.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done that once because this guy was completely And even that person that I passed on to, he said to me, "What the f?
I can't train." I was thinking I would never pass it to anyone though.
So, but yes, how would you deal with that? So I mean, have you come across anyone?
Yeah. So I had one client in my mind. I think probably the only client that I really couldn't stand. I'm sorry, the sessions were not good for me. I'm pretty sure they were not good for her.
Yeah.
The one thing, she had a PT in the past, ages ago, just before that, and every single exercise, are you sure? Because the other PT got me, and you just wait and try. I think I can be patient when I need to be. I'm not the best at patience, but I think what I did is, I think what it goes with the retention. I think what makes retention work and possible is when you give the extra mile, which you said. I think I didn't do that with her.
Okay.
So I was just very basic. We do have as you said, checks in or like they go on holiday. How was your holiday? Those things that don't really relate straight to your business, but they make everything a little bit more organic and pleasant. I didn't do that with her. And I think she kind of got the message. I'm not very good. Come on, people pleaser. So I'm not very good at doing something strange just the other way. It's really hard for me. I'm not good at that. So I just find maybe not professionally ways of make them be the one that say no, that's it. Okay. So I don't have to. But I do have a type of client which it happens to me quite a lot, and unfortunately mostly is women. Sorry. I'm super supportive with women. Most of my clients
clients
are
mainly
women.
female or male? Do you get both?
Mainly female. Okay. But I do have some of the most amazing clients. I'm super proud of all of them. At the moment, I have just good clients. Okay. But I did have in the past. And as a woman, I think it's hard. Because we grew up thinking the men are strong, women are not. And when I see a woman that's lacking everything that I think she should have, it's not just strength, because that can come. But the confidence, the understanding that you need to push. They want to be in that comfort zone. You do a squat, 5 kilos. And I'm like, you go to 6, and they're like, too heavy. And I'm like, come on, it's been 3 months, we're still doing 5 kilos. So these kind of clients that you can push, and you see that they're not going to get any more confident because they don't get you there so that you can get them there.
I think sometimes they just want to spend an hour with you because they don't want to go home.
I think
they've got things going on. They have a chat with you. It's not about... Some of them don't care much about progression. They just want to have time with you, and because they want to have time out from family or whatever it's going on.
Or sometimes it's just saying, I've got a PT. I found I had more than one client that kept saying that. I knew that, for example, in her group of friends, everyone had PT. So it was more like a status. She wanted PT, but she didn't really want to work to get. It wasn't really a goal. It was just having a PT. So I can see that it's not going to work for me. I want my clients to be, the same that we all want.
It's a status thing as well. I think some areas I've been to, it's like, oh, I've got a dog walker, I've got a nanny, and I've got a chef. And I need a PT now. I'm like,
it's a lifestyle.
I'm a therapist. I have different kind of skills, but I sometimes think they put us in that category. We are just one of those people that everyone's got it, so we're going to have that person.
I've got a question for you, though.
Go on.
Phil. What's the difference between a PT and a coach? Do you think there's a difference?
Well, I think experience. So I don't think if you see coaches who coach premiership teams, they are known as coaches, right? They plan everything for the team. They are not personal trainers. They have got their fitness trainers or SNC coaches within their club. But the coach is the guy who oversees things and then decides how they're going to play on the field.
Would you say you're a coach?
So if I chose a sport, for example, so because I've done my SNC coaching and I've done my postgraduate as well, I would call myself as a coach, but not team sport. And the reason I say as a coach is because if somebody, let's say, hires me that they want to do a marathon, like one of your ex-clients, he was on the show as well. He wants to do a marathon in Morocco. So as a coach, I have to see everything, not just his training, about the temperature in Morocco, about how much is he going to sweat. All those things I need to gather as a coach, rather than just saying, come in the gym, we'll just train. So that overseeing all those things would be a coach. Now, if I, let's say, was just a trainer and I worked for a company or a club, that a coach hired me and you, for example, let's say we want a striking coach for boxing. And we want endurance coach for this person. So I'll be an endurance coach, you'll be a striking coach. But I don't know if we are personal trainers. We become like sub-assistant coaches under a head coach. So it's quite wide. And I know there is this thing in this our world that personal trainers and there's SNC coaches. There's a difference between them too. Some people think SNC coaches are higher valued because of, they've done the degree or whatever, and then PTs are just PTs. I've seen some really horrible SNC coaches. I've seen some amazing PTs, and vice versa as well. So experience and how you are, knowledge, science behind it, I think that kind of defines you as who you are. Then you can sell it yourself as a coach if you got the qualifications. But I always think coach oversees things. He's seen things ahead and also what's going on now. He's aware of it. But in our world, even though I'm an SNC coach, I'm still coaching people like I used to be a PT. I may have changed my programming because I've learned from my courses, but I'm still that PT that I used to be. But just I've got a new title now, SNC coach. So when people used to say, what's the difference between PT and a coach, SNC coach? I say it's like telling a judge that you're a lawyer. It was like a joke in a way. So SNC coaches are judges and PTs are like lawyers. Because judges are more experienced. I was kind of saying in that way. But that's how I see it. You are still very young, so I don't know, you may have a different view about it.
I just remember one coach talking to me. Well,
no, man.
You know what I'm talking about. But he kind of broke down to me. There's a difference between PTs and a coach, and I'm a coach, and this is why. And it was almost like and it was like PTs are like entertainment, because you guys were talking about like kind of like catching up on the lifestyle and like that's the things that I do. That's the things we all do still, right? But he was kind of saying like with the coach badge, you're there to do your job. You're not catching up about what happened over the weekend. We're here for the goal that we set out to do at the beginning. And that's that. I don't really want to know about.
I think a coach needs to know about the athletes. So if you, let's say there's a guy, he wrote a book called Conscious Coaching, Brett, I forgot his surname, American guy.
What, the glute bridge hip thrust guy? Brett
Contreras, no.
This is American. He used to coach NFL teams and he used to coach cage fighters.
Right.
So he basically spoke about archetypes. All the athletes in the NFL team, they've got different archetypes. So he has to coach accordingly how this athlete is. One athlete may think, I know everything. Don't show me how to squat. The other athlete, he said he may not know how to deadlift or whatever, so he's showing them. And he needs to know about their family, what's going on, because when they come and train and they're performing at a high level, he needs to know what's going on in their personal life, whether it's issue at home. So he needs to know that as a coach. So at that level, I think he needs to know about his personal life and ask what's going on. Meet them one-on-one so we can improve his performance during training sessions. That's how I see it.
I get you, It's interesting because I obviously big into the boxing now. El Spence got a trainer called Derek James.
Okay.
And obviously this is at the elite level. And they didn't have a relationship. They didn't speak and actually talk to each other about anything outside of boxing for about 3-4 years apparently before they. And I was just like, whoa. How? I was thinking, why? And like you just said there's defo positives to knowing the outside world. Of course there is. But I just thought I'd ask that because I feel like there is a difference with it.
Because a coach probably used to be a PT like I was. And some coaches went straight through become a coach. They're quite good at what they're doing. And I personally think in this day and age, it's who you know. So even in university, I know if you know the right people, that connect the right people to the right football clubs, and you may end up going in there. If you don't know the right people, you can't get in there. So it's who you know as well. You might be really good, but then someone has to recommend you, and it has to come from university, certain lecturer or whatever. Or even at Pure Gym, somebody may know you and they say, oh, he's good at boxing, so I may recommend you because you have got good relationship with them as well. So it depends who you know as well. And I think there's a difference. I've met some people, man, they don't even train themselves and they call themselves, coaches or PTs. I'm like, oh, okay. They want a title, I guess, or they want to make quick money. They think, oh, you make 50 quid an hour or 60 quid. It's quite good money. But I have passion of training. I have a passion of coaching as well. That's why I do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. Martial arts, I love it. So I always tell you, when we spar one day, I want to do some headbutts and elbows and knees because I just don't do punches. So it's all different. I mean, martial artists, are they coaches or PTs? They've got skill to teach people. So, boxers, are they boxers?
I think with clients, sometimes I found you do have clients where you feel more like being a coach for them. And other clients where it seems like you just, without being reductive, but you feel like it's just PT and you want to try and be a coach, but it's just not happening. There are clients that might do you know, as we mentioned, sports. They have a lot. So then you look at the bigger picture of their whole lifestyle, and that makes you feel like you're actually doing a coach job. But some clients,
go.
In my experience of it being a PT, I think sometimes I feel with some clients now in the past, I've been more like a coach. You know, we work a lot more on the nutrition. We did that extra mile that sometimes some clients don't really want. And they just want, you know, they want you to check on the nutrition, they want you to check of mobility, all these extra bits. I think make our jobs also a bit more enjoyable. Otherwise you do the same thing all the time. I think it makes you feel quite, it gives you a chance to grow. Because I think you try
You're
and
tested in different ways, right?
in different ways than just doing, you know, dumbbells.
Do you guys record every session with your clients what they do?
Recording like
you do. Okay. And then you show them progressions sometimes what they've done.
So I use an app. I don't know if you use the app. I use an app called
True
Coach.
Okay. All right. I know that years ago. Okay.
And it's quite good because I think it makes them accountable as well.
Okay.
You can add the extra sessions.
They can see as well what.
So they can see what we're about to do.
Okay.
So you know, sometimes it happens to all of us. We might have like a heavy evening the day before. We might have a drink or something. And if my client can see the day after and it looks quite big, it will save it. I've saw the session just to let you know. I had a few drinks last night. Can we just readjust it? So you know, it gives them a little bit of heads up of what they need to be ready for. They get extra sessions there. If they go on holiday or if they train with you only once or twice a week and you know that they need a little bit more, they can get extra sessions
You
there.
should say, I'm not a PT, I'm a coach. I don't want to know about your drinks.
I know. I'm not very good with that. I mean, I don't drink, but I'm not.
That's it. Yeah, I think the true coach stuff as well, that can go two ways, can't it? Because I remember when I initially got it and I was so religious with it, with everyone. And then, you know, some clients, like, they never look at it. They never even open it. They haven't even downloaded the app. And I get so frustrated. So I think comes back to the same chat. Like, I was going to say what you were just saying earlier as well quickly, that, like, you know how we were talking about retention and stuff like that. And have you ever had a client that you just didn't get on with, you didn't like them? I think that's experience as well, isn't it? Because at the beginning, like, I know sometimes I've been having a chat with someone, I think this ain't my type of person. Then I sign them up. 6 weeks later, I'm like, oh, this ain't working. Well, you knew it weren't going to work though.
The
just wanted the money.
Had,
And I think that's also how you have good retention. Because you're not choosing people that aren't your people. Of course, we're sometimes in places where maybe you're starting out or it's a bit of a quieter month, so you take on certain people maybe you usually wouldn't.
Of course.
But then when it goes the other way, don't be surprised about that. But if you're true to yourself and you know who you are, you know what you're giving to the people, you know how you train and coach these people, whatever you do. You should see that from the off and stick with that. Be true to your word. But that's all I was going to say.
How do you charge them? Crypto or not?
Bitcoin. Literally.
That's it.
That's mad. No, even the charging though, like that's I had to change that a couple times as well. Or just little things in it with the PT, like as far as
do you have many offers like packages, or you just do one price?
I used to with my mentor. Like I remember obviously Henry. Now he's in Dubai. My man.
Hi Henry.
Yeah. Hi Henry.
Hello Henry. That's it.
He showed me like the ropes initially. Like he shows everyone. He's a bit of a mentor himself. And he brought me through all the programs, and he had a 4 week, 6 week, 8 week, all that stuff, and I just literally copied it. But when I had this mentor, he basically taught me to one program, one offer, one price, and that's it. And
one love.
One love.
Like Bob Marley.
And just go with that. And I think, in some ways it backfired because he was basically saying to me, you know, don't train people once a week. Only train them twice a week. So I was getting rid of people that was training once a week. Then I found myself in a position I was like, oh,
I need to get once a week.
So I think you try these things, and you know when it don't work out, it's okay. I'm in a position, thank God, where I'm able to try these things. So I can take it. They're not losses, they're lessons, but I can learn from these things now. Whereas obviously other people, you know, they've got more responsibility. You've got a child, you've got a family to look after, you've got rent to pay at home. So I'm just trying things right now, really. But now I think I'm finding myself more and more every day. That's it. That's just
that's good. I think it's nice to have that, tried things, what works for you. I used to have like packages and stuff, but I just stopped doing all this stuff. One price, that's it.
One price,
that's it. And I've got clients twice a week, some once a week, and some twice a month because of their circumstances. I'm okay with it. And I actually, at the moment, even if I take on some clients, I may just manage it. But I also want my time, me time. So I've decided I'm going to not work 7 days. I'm going to have Wednesdays off, for example.
Yeah.
So Wednesday became a podcast day for me now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's just an hour, but it's something different
That's
to
the
coaching.
beauty of this job, I think. No?
Yeah,
that,
that's the thing about it.
Gives you a
Flexible.
chance to to organize your time and also give enough time. Because I think, for example, for me, being a single mom, what the other jobs didn't do for me was make sure that I work, but I do have enough time.
Yeah.
You know, he's young. I pretend to be young, so you know,
We'll
have a time for your life.
Yeah.
You know, I think this job is good for that. Obviously, you can't drop the hours
Of
because
course,
you feel the pressure of paying, as I said, your rent and everything. But you can manage. You can squeeze your clients all within 2 or 3 days. So then you get 3 days off. You know, I used to work on weekends. I don't do weekends anymore. But still, I'm not working fully 5 days a week. You know? I think it's
it works for you. So it works
you do
for
have,
you.
you know, obviously the pressure of the income. You know, going on holiday, you don't get paid. You get sick, you don't get paid. You pay the rent. You know, I think it's hard to make. I think people understand. But, you know, when you say the price, some people just like, whoa. Like, but if they could see everything that's behind that, the rent that we pay, the holidays that we don't get, that I think it becomes.
We're changing their lives as well. You know, it's like it's not a very high price to pay compared to, you know, having unhealthy lifestyle and then being on medication and stuff. So it's like long term. You know, it's if they don't do any kind of, I mean, anything can happen to you. This is like a precaution. You're training, you're being healthy. Things can go wrong sometimes, but at least you took precaution that, you know, if I get older, I don't want to be in a position whereby I'm on medications and I can't do certain things. So you are changing their lives, and if they're paying you 50, 60 quid an hour, I think it's worth it.
Oh, for sure.
And we all had our own coaches. No, I had my own. I mean, I don't have it now, but I had my coach for years when I was already a PT. So obviously, if I thought that was not a need, I could think, oh, I can train myself. Why am I paying someone else? But there is a need.
Everyone needs a coach.
So you always need someone else that can tell you what you don't know. Because you can't be there.
Absolutely. And you're open to learning as well. So,
different perspectives. I remember I was talking this to my friend. So funny. Obviously, it was in different contexts, but when you sometimes got to look at things through different perspective. And that other person that comes in, maybe it's your coach or your friend, or even someone that's like, I could ask you a question about my business. What should I change? And you're not emotionally attached to my business.
Of course,
So you can give me
a different perspective.
And I think that's so important as well with everything. Sometimes Ben, another PT that we work with, will come up to me.
He's a pretty cool guy,
he's a really nice guy. He'll come up to me and he'll be like, "Oh, that was a good session." Or sometimes he'll come up to me, "That was a shit session." And but he'll tell me, and he'll tell me why, and I like that. So sometimes, you just need to. I was going to ask you, Kapil, like obviously for new PTs up and coming, you are an OG in the area.
OG.
What would you say to people, and even myself, like what would you give? If you was to give one piece of advice on how people could be successful within this industry, the fitness industry in general, what would you say?
I think don't think about short term. So success happens after a few years. So I think Oscar Wilde said overnight success takes 10 years. So it's sometimes some people may be successful in less than that. But I think through learning, and I don't see failures, I see as feedback. It takes time. And because you're still in your 20s, I think the time will come where you'll know what's right. And you have to be just very patient. I know 10 years seems very long time. You've already been in the business for a few years. But it will pay you off. So when you're in your mid-30s and look back at the interview we did today, think, you know, he was right. Because you'll know your niche by then, market, enough clients. So to me, it's persistence, consistency as well, even with clients. And trying to change things around, but not too much. Don't make drastic changes. It's like someone changing their diet drastically. They're not going to stick to it for the rest of their life. Changing small bits will work. So I would say it takes time, and just believe in yourself as well and your own brand that you have. And people will tell you things, and there are going to be people who are not going to like when you're becoming successful. They will bring you down. They'll find faults in you, or they may give you wrong advice so that you don't succeed. I've come across that. Could be even the closest people that you know. So be wary of it, and also take in, and then things you don't like, take it out. That's it. So to me, it's just waiting game. Take my time. I've done all this stuff for years now. Private clubs, local clubs, self-employment, you know, so many things I've done. So I know where I am now. But I think because of the technology, you will be a lot successful when you're in your 30s than I was in my 40s. So you got that 10 years ahead of me because of all the technology. So you've got that. And you have to just say, you know what, it will happen. That's it. and never ever give up. And also this with training and coaching, there's so many avenues you can go through as well. So and then you'll find your own niche.
That's it.
And be around people who are also doing slightly better than you, because you are normally the average of the 5 people you hang out with.
Yes.
So if those 5 people are not have the same goals as you, you're not going to get there. So sometimes you have close friends who have got different goals. That's fine. But the people around you, every day, every time that you're around them, if they're bringing you up as well and they're doing better, you will look up to them as well, and you will be around them and trying to succeed as well. And don't be shy to ask for help. I've always done that. You know, even my coach that I used to coach me, he was like 20 years younger than me when I started learning Olympic lifting. I've never done it. So I don't mind learning from somebody younger than me, because they had head start ahead of me.
That's why you're going to always keep getting better. And that's why I met some people. That won't move from where they are right now, because they don't look out, and they don't think a younger person could teach them something. I think that's so close-minded. Like,
and I think when I started, not when I started, but you know, I started a different gym, then I moved to this gym, and then obviously I see a lot new people coming young, you know. And I remember some of them not saying their age, because they thought if they know that I'm young, and they're amazing PT. Some of them, they started well, they've been doing well since, you know, I'm really proud of how good they are. But, you know, this thing of it being younger, I think it almost makes other people think you're not good enough because of your age, which you know, we all know in any job. There can be people doing the same job for 20 years and
of course.
still be mediocre, you know. So
I really felt that actually when I started PTing, like, with just people I was trying to train. I feel like they'd look at me like a little boy. I'll get so annoyed. Do you remember? I'll get really frustrated about all these little things. And that can play on your mind as well. Even now, like, I know I'm not like 18, but I'm not old either. So sometimes I feel like people can, it's all right, it's Kain. Like, that's why it's so important to kind of at the beginning, you got boundaries as well, right? And you got to really set them. Like, set them when they go slightly out of line, isn't it? You know, you don't have to be like a madman coming in straight away.
But also have a flexible mind. Someone once said a flexible mind is a sexy mind. So be flexible about things, and also don't take anything personally. And no matter how they
feel like you're good at that.
Just let it go.
I'm bad at that.
I know, because you're still young. When you get to my age, it's okay. That's fine.
I think it's age and experience. Because I used to, even though I was a lot older when I started, I could still feel it. So it was not just the age, it's being new or something. You know, with time and age together with
absolutely,
it. Now
does that really happen? You see people say to me, clients say to me, okay, when you get a bit older, you know, just stop caring.
It's true.
Does that happen?
It's true.
Well, some people still care. Some people have got very weak self-esteem, so they take everything personally. You may be joking with them, and they're like literally go nuts. I'm like, hang on there. It's like, so I think it's how your self-esteem is and how you've been brought up and how people around you are towards you. But after a certain time, you just think, why am I wasting my energy and resources on somebody who said something means nothing to me now, because I'm just wasting my energy on this
Did you
one
feel
thing.
that?
When I was younger.
When did you feel the change happen?
After coming across lots of people who were horrible, I said, you know what, I'm done now, because if I keep thinking about it, I'm not focusing on something to better myself. I'm focusing on what he or she said to me. So it's just, in my culture, because I come from Indian culture, so we have this karma is in terms of what goes around comes around, and I even don't wish them unwell, don't wish them anything bad, but I just think when you're horrible to people, there'll come a time one day, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, it's going to come back to you somehow, somewhere.
Does happen.
It does happen, I think. But I still wish them well, no matter how horrible they've been towards me. It's fine. It's okay, it happened. Because you sometimes have to think maybe they're going through some horrible stuff, and you were that person.
You can't judge.
You can't take
it, like you said, you can't take it personally. In the moment, it's so hard. I think that's actually something I've really had to be aware of myself.
Maybe experiment. Just dye your hair grey, wear some round glasses.
Well, I've tried that. I really have tried that. You remember? Oh my god! Yeah, let's not talk about that. It's not so bad. But this is all part of the process.
But I tell you what, I think the team that we have at the gym, it's a good team. I think I did. Especially when I started.
The team has changed. I've got that photo. The first day when it opened up, I sent that photograph.
I changed a lot.
You were not there on the first day,
It got better.
Without,
a lot of people that left, they were really good. So I'm not just saying that when they left wasn't needed. But I think we have a good balance now. There is no one then trying to, just be there.
Outdo somebody else.
No,
Yeah,
I think we all have a good laugh at the gym. We all help each other. If we got clients that we don't really always pass, as you said, the clients, we pass it to other people. There is always like, I think a willingness of helping each other.
Of course,
like, especially for me, I think when I started, it was 3 girls. There was me, Victoria, and Rachel. Yeah. Then 2 left. Anyway, at one point, it was only me. Yeah. Okay. Which obviously made it easier business-wise. Yeah. Because I was the only woman. Yeah. When other women came, I had a lot of people seeing as, oh my God, like the competition. They're gonna take your clients. No. But I'm just so happy to have girls. For us that we just, help each other. We push because each of us has a strength. And I think it's good to look at the strength and, make it your strength too.
How many clients can you take per day? Do you have a limit? Do you take 4 or 5 max?
I would say I can do,
Because I tend not to do more than 5 hours. It drains me out mentally.
Mondays and Fridays are my busiest day at the moment. Yeah. You know how it is. It changes all the time. So maybe I got 7 Mondays and Fridays. Yeah. But that allows me to have a little bit less during the week. Yeah. So let's say it allows me to take my daughter to school and pick her up in the afternoon or have breakfast with some friends. Yeah. I do like to keep quite a bit of time for my friends as well. I think everyone has different needs. Of course, if you have a girlfriend, it will be your girlfriend. I'm single, so it's all my friends. But I do like to have that time when I can say I go for breakfast with my friends or have a early dinner. If I had clients very late, it would be all a mess, I think. Okay. So I would say I got maybe 7, then 3, 4. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah.
Same as you as well.
Well, to be honest with you, like as of right now, I'd say it's not the busiest time for me. Yeah. Probably because like I'm really considering like where I'm working. Yeah. Like, am I just like fishing in the wrong pond with like what I'm doing? With what I'm trying to do as far as the boxing. So I'd say, but as far as like how many people would I train maximum? I'll probably train. I'd do like 7. I could do. I'm young. I could do 7 to 8. Yeah. I'm not saying it would be. I'm not saying I wouldn't be drained.
Then I'm young too.
But I'm saying. I'm not saying I wouldn't be drained, but I'm saying I can. Right now I can. I need that. Right now it's more.
I think we're trying to
quantity.
Keep the gap. Yeah. I think that's important. It's not just how many clients in a day. Yeah. It's trying to not get too many in a row. Yeah. Of course. Which it's very hard to happen to me. I would get maybe 3 or 4 in a row, and then there will always be at one point a gap of an hour. We're trying to stick at training, which is the other thing that probably the hardest thing to find enough time. Yeah. Because I think when you start, you come from a time where you've just been training yourself. Yeah. And then you start training clients, trying to get as much as you can. Yeah. And
I think that's a message actually for the people that are gonna think that was like me when I was 18, and are gonna think that like I've seen some PTs come with us and they're smashing the gym, and as soon as they turn to PT, you see like a month later they're like, okay, I can't do this, like my arms are shrinking, like, and that's really what happens, like because you've got to put your energy into that basket initially. It's hard to juggle the two. It's like when you've got a client and they get a job, how are they going to keep up? Some things slide a little
things
bit,
can
so
change,
but obviously over time, like you find that sweet spot where you can make them both work. But yeah, that does happen.
Oh, don't worry. This show goes out one day. You have a waiting list. That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
You need to learn to close times. Yeah. Because I think that was my mistake at the beginning. I would take anyone on wrong times. I would let 4 hours gap between a client and another, and it just takes really a whole day. But you've been working 3 hours or 4 hours. But you've been at the gym and it's training. It's not. I don't like to be indoors. Music all the time. It's okay for a few hours, but you need to
say no.
No is powerful. Now I've learned, Monday I'm only available this time to this time. If clients want to train after, it's not negotiable anymore. I need to stick my training. I want to train 5-6 times a week. It has to stay there.
I used to think like if I say no, so my monthly income is going to go down by £350, whatever. I was think that way. But now I'm thinking, it's fine. I lose that money. It's okay. I need me time. Yeah. I've got other things in my life I had to do, and I need my time off as well. So I'm losing the money. I'm fine with it. But then I'm more productive because I'm doing other things as well. So I forget about the amount.
Yeah. That's it. Like this. Improvement anyway. Being able to.
Kobe Bryant, he said, you should put all your eggs in one basket, but have more than one basket. Yeah. I like that.
Someone told me that at the gym over there as well.
So it was like.
Lines today. I like his one, the one that said before. Every loss is a lesson.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's right.
Yeah.
You gotta put on my profile.
That's Kobe Bryant, that mindset. That was crazy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But I think you've got a. What was he talking about there? I can't remember what he was saying. But yeah.
No, it's about having the right amount of clients and earning money monthly, letting go.
Oh yeah. So say no. Learn to say no and just don't worry about the money, because the money will come back to you, because you're gonna have more energy. You put more energy into other things.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like right now. I should be stressing. I should actually be stressing out.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I said already, like I feel like I'm quite blessed in the position I'm in, because I'm able to like not take it easy, but not have to be on the ball as much.
Of course,
as people. But I'm able to now make this content that I want to make, and I know like my vision for that is different now. Yeah. So now I can merge the two together. Like I'm gonna get busy again.
Of course,
like, if I'm good at something, if you become good at something, you're gonna get paid for it eventually. Yeah. So don't worry about it too much. Just keep
and make most of the time that you have now.
Exactly.
You know, I think every situation has this pro.
Of course.
You might have less money, but you have more time.
Yeah.
You can
okay.
be for self-improvement. You can do a course. You can focus on your relationship. You know, there's a lot of things that need to be taken account.
It's okay sometimes to
even
have...
that. I mean, as I said, imagine someone has a partner.
Yeah.
And you're working so long.
Or multiple partners. It's quite difficult.
Multiple partners. You know, and now you will be drained.
Sorry, I wasn't even listening.
He was trying to shut himself out straight away.
I'd be thinking.
But, you know, you need to take that into account, you know, because otherwise you focus on one aspect of your life and the other one doesn't go so well, you know. It's good, but it's also hard to make everything. For me, it's like being a mother. For you, it's being a boyfriend, or, you know.
Yeah. No, exactly. Like when I hear people, like when you talk to me, for example, and like I look at everyone like I have like a time lapse view in my head. I'm like, oh, when Kapil was 23, 24, like he was smashing it. Yeah. He must have been doing so well, because look at where he is now.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
no,
it's okay. Like I'm on my own journey. No. I'm gonna learn my own things. Like, I know I'm moving in the right direction. I know I'm a lot better off than other 24-year-olds, and other 24-year-olds are a lot better than me. But that's okay.
Yeah, my clients went up in my mid-30s, man. So I was still like you guys working for health clubs and managing all that stuff. So I couldn't have time for PT. Can't work full time and do PT. Less clients, and I was quite new at everything. So. Took a long time, but I'm okay with it. It's fine.
I mean, I started when I was 30 and I was earning nothing. So, I mean, your life is so much better.
See, when you say that, though, I think that gives people so much confidence.
That's why I told you. You're ahead of us because you're young. So,
Because we're all stressed out. Everyone my age, and it's the bad for the socials. There's one more thing about the socials. This what it's bad for as well. Is people my generation, they see other people super successful, and we're like, I have to be an entrepreneur. I can't go out no more. I have to do everything perfectly. I should be married, kids. You know,
it's all timeline there.
And that's not the how can I say? That's not realistic for a lot of people, you know. So.
It's like Del Boy used to say, this time next year I'll be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Only fools and horses.
Yeah, right? Okay, Same thing, isn't it? So, don't have that mindset of everything. So,
we've got a few minutes left. What do you think about AI? Do you think that's going to change and replace us?
Oof. Bloody hell.
It's a big one.
It's so crazy.
They have a virtual Victoria.
Have you seen the
Kain.
videos? Yeah. They do. Do you imagine? That's hard to replace.
I can make myself look perfect though.
Yeah,
literally. Have you seen the video? You can type in a video, give it a description now, and it gives you back a video.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was doing
it
that
does music for you. You can even put down.
I was discussing actually with one of my friends at the weekend. I had friends work from Italy, and one of them is an interior designer.
Yeah.
And she showed me stuff, and I really thought it was real rooms.
Yeah.
It's just like, no. Now I'm just showing my clients, for example, what they can have without having it.
Yeah.
It's definitely benefits to it, for sure. Yeah, like everything.
You can send pictures of some ingredients and say, can you suggest what food I should make? Boom, done.
It's mad. It's crazy.
Yeah. Like writing with a pen.
You got to use it though. Now it's there. Use it as a tool.
Yeah.
Because everyone else is, and everyone's doing things so quickly now.
Of course.
So why waste your time just doing it the old way?
Yeah.
And you've got the new way of doing it. So.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I think
our kind of job on therapy and coaching, I don't think AI. It may be there for program writing, probably. Yeah. One-on-one, like talking to
visual jobs, but
we'll still be here.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can't replace it. It's not the human. It hasn't got that feel about it.
To your line. You know, it's a different thing, but it's the same why people say, you know, you should go online, which is good.
Yeah.
But some people don't want that. There will always be people that need to have you there in person, which is what we're counting on.
Can't replace that. Yeah.
Any last words, people?
Well, where can I?
How did you find the show?
Yeah. Wait. How did you
find the show? Is it what you expected
it's really
today?
Good. I think we're all a little bit nervous. I've never been like with a
What did you expect when you came in? Was going to be
knowing you, I knew it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Like,
you're really
chilled.
good at this.
Yes.
You're great.
Oh,
at
thank
this.
you. I've
Yeah.
never. I mean, it's my 5th show now, so yeah.
No, you're great at
Your
this.
voice for me is like when you said it, you used to work in radio.
Made me
I was like,
nervous when you did
"Ooh."
like the professional thing at the beginning. I was like, no, what is this? But no, it's really good. It's good to just
Thank you.
chat to like-minded
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Give
That's
us a
it.
voice.
We're in the same industry as well, so
Yeah.
and also it's nice to talk to people, different generations, how they see things, how they view things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And people who are going to be watching this, they'll be of different ages, so
Exactly.
Yeah.
so it'd be quite nice, yeah. But and any last words?
Where can they find you, Vic?
What do you mean?
Where can they find you? How
What
can
do
they?
you
How can people work with you?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Have you got a
Sorry,
website or-
I give it myself a little bit
Yeah.
of So my company is called Strong and Fit.
Okay. Is it a website?
I have a website
Okay.
which is strongandfit.co.uk.
Okay. All right.
Otherwise, obviously, I'm at Pure Gym here at Shin.
Okay.
That's what I do. Train clients
Okay.
at home as well.
Okay.
You know, as I said, I'm quite flexible
Okay.
now more than ever.
Yeah.
So
Excellent.
yeah. So
Cool.
thank you. Thanks for
KK.
this time.
My man.
King
Oh, me.
Wilson,
Where
yeah.
can you find me?
Yeah.
Instagram.
Okay.
Kain TWFF.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to branch out now.
Okay.
Claygate, Esher, Oxshot,
Oh,
Cobham.
cool.
These areas close to home.
Excellent.
Anyone who likes boxing around there,
Yeah.
you know where I am.
Perfect.
That's it.
Well, good luck to you both anyway, and
Thank
I'll be
you.
seeing you guys later.
Appreciate it.
But again, thanks for coming down to my show.
Thanks for
Thank
inviting
you.
us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Bye bye. Thanks for watching Confessions with Coach K. Please don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe.